Hi, my name is Cedric, and welcome to my channel.
Hey, Uncle Kenny! Football! Hey, yeah!
If you're new here, my name is Cedric. I'm an actor, a filmmaker, screenwriter, and a YouTube reactor. Today's reaction is very, very special. It is a request from Vivian S., one of my patrons. So thank you so much, Vivian, for watching, for supporting. Thank you. I hope you're excited to see this pop up. I'm excited to check it out. It is Hwaa by Girdle. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I really don't know anything about this group. I believe they're K-pop. My only exposure to K-pop is BTS. And I love BTS. So I'm very excited for this. I think they're an all-girl group, which is neat. I'm very excited to experience that and hear what this is all about. The video has a lot of views. It came out 3 weeks ago, I think. So I'm excited to check this out. Before we get into that, real quick, a new episode of my podcast is out, the All the World podcast. You can find it on Spotify, on Anchor, any of those things. If you just search Cedric Gegel or the title of the podcast, it should pop up. This week's episode features Chandra Michaels, who played my mother in a short film that you see at the beginning on that intro, where I'm like, hey, Uncle Kenny, football, yeah. She played my mom in that. She's a wonderful actress. She has done a lot of network television, and she's just great. So listen to it if you want to learn about auditioning or getting into network television or anything like that. She's wonderful. Check it out. Again, I'm going to try to get these out. I appreciate all of your patience this week especially, and next week I'm in that play, and so a couple of you asked for information on how to see that. I will be posting that next week, so keep your eyes out if you want to watch the play and support my alma mater, Capital University. I'm sure that they would appreciate it. It's fun. We've been having a lot of fun in rehearsals, so I appreciate all of your patience and understanding and support through that. Without any further ado, let's check this thing out. That was cool. Cool sound. Dutch angle.
시간은 다 얼어버리고 잔인한 그 바람이 남긴 듯한 어둠은 더 깊어버리고 벗어나리요 끝없이 펼쳐진 기약 없는 계절을 지워내리요 뜨겁지 못한 날들의 홀로 데인 흉터를 그물을 내리요 내 안에 눈물이 더 못살게 난 화를 내리요 더 화를 내리요 잃었던 봄을 되찾게 차갑게 부는 바람에 눈이 하얗게 덮인 마음이
Okay, if you're new to this channel, I pause, I talk about cinematography and design. If you're just here to watch me watch it, go ahead and skip ahead. But we're going to talk through what I just saw. First of all, very unique timbre to their voices. Very cool sound. A little bit, it sort of reminds me of Sia so far, just in the sound of the music in general, which is a very favorable comparison in my eyes. I really like Sia. There was just a blizzard here. Not really a blizzard, that's probably overstating it. There's a lot of snow, so this is very relatable with like the dead of winter feel. But to have that tree, which was full of life, and then it turned to fall, and then all the leaves fell off, immediately puts us in a place of understanding that something is dead and gone. I assume love. I'm just guessing. That's kind of the easy assumption, so maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll see something that'll help me pick out of that. But they're using a lot of blue and orange. Why? I would assume fire and ice. This is a great moment to put in the wonderful Robert Frost poem.
Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if I had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great.
Any Twilight fans out there, you're welcome. There's a lot of that blue and orange, which they play really well together on screen because they're opposites. If you look at a color wheel, they're on the opposite side. So they pop. Fire and ice, opposites. Blue and orange, opposites. And it helps center us here. So I assume that's not her actual hair color, but there's sort of a reddish-orange hair as she's sitting in the blue. And they were using a lot of warm color schemes in certain shots when they were all together. I think there was like something at a dinner table. Yeah, they were all in a room, and it sort of leans into kind of a purple and orange color, which is a little bit more complementary. And so they're just really trying to put you in this space of like there's two realities here. There's the fire world and the ice world, and they're hitting each other. And that's a cool way to do it. They're also using a lot of off-balance shots. Even this one that I paused on right here, she's got her hands in front of her face, but the camera's at an angle. And so they're doing a lot of this, again, to tell you like something is off, something is different. It's not just straightforward pushing the camera. Everything's not even and perfect. I think almost every single shot I've seen has been off balance and off center. Even the snow itself is tinted a little blue. Okay, I paused right in the middle of that eagle screech, so I've got to definitely take it back and hear that. I meant to mention this last time, but the actual musicality of it has that driving beat, that like dun da 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 da. It's just hitting you and hitting you and hitting you and driving you. It's very high energy, which is there to make it like listenable. But it also is really interesting with this like very this idea of fire shall bloom a flower, like this loss that they've experienced, this pain that they're going through is going to turn them into a flower. And that's, fire is destruction and flowers symbolize new life. Spring, that's like the first thing that we see is flowers coming up. And then you see that they're in winter. So there's a great deal of taking the lyrics and the concept and making it visual with this. Even what they're wearing, these long flowing white dresses, they remind you of snow. They also remind you to a degree of a ghost or of a spirit or something that is dead and gone. And so they're doing a lot here to really pull you into this sort of a fully encapsulated, fully realized idea and concept of what they're talking about. One other thing, and this has really nothing to do with anything, I just really like how strong the bass is. Like when they bring that bass rumble in, it really rumbles. And I just like that. I think it sounds neat. I have no deep artistic thing to say about that. I just think it sounds cool. That's cool.
내 너의 흔적 남지 않게 하리 못다운 원망도 훨훨타리 쓸쓸한 추위를 걷어가게 남겨진 시들은 꽃길을 지려밟지 하늘 풀이라 다시금 봄을 누리라 추억은 모조리 불이 나 걸음이 다 찬란한 꽃을 피우리라 난 내려 더 화를 내려 잃었던 봄을 되찾게 차갑게
That was cool. So again, off-center shots. Cool. Okay, I know I paused in the middle of a chorus, but there was a lot happening and a lot that changed there, so we're going to have to go back anyway, so here we are. So the nest was cool. That's a practical set, and whoever that was in it, whoever she is, a wonderful physical actor. So look at kind of what she's doing, like the look up, popping her eyes. It's subtle, but there's certain things you can do to know that someone has really kind of given themselves into performance. A lot of really subtle things, like the way that instead of like when she was kind of doing this like jittery thing, a sort of a possession feeling to it almost. Anybody can kind of shake their shoulders and look up, but she had one shoulder down just a little bit lower and her fingers were like really into it. And it's just little subtle stuff that really draws you into that moment. And the like nest, again, is a place of rebirth of you've got an egg and you've got to break free of that. And birds have to fall to learn to fly. At some point, they have to jump out of the nest to learn to fly. So this idea of loss and recovering from loss and finding new direction is essential. And after they go through that visually, well, now we've kind of left behind that blue and that red. She walked through like doors of some kind, and behind it were pink and purple. And what happens when you combine blue and red or blue and orange? You get a pinkish purple, right? And now they're in a new world that's yellow and it's green. And what happens when you combine yellow and blue, right? The blue of loss. What happens when you combine yellow and blue? You get green. What does green symbolize? Nature, life, rejuvenation. So now she's on these like vines here in this part that I paused on. We've got this idea of life is now abundant and surrounding her while she's singing the words burn, burn.
I hope that you
Right? So there's this constant reestablishing of where we are while still being driven by that loss. And that's very powerful and very human and very relatable. So I love the visual journey that they're taking us on with a song that is just so easy to listen to. They're very good. They're very good together. They're very fun to watch, very energetic, excellent dancing. Like, even though it hasn't seemed super complicated so far, and I don't mean that as an insult. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I don't necessarily need complicated choreography. I need good choreography, and it's good. It's engaging. They're doing it really well, and it fits perfectly. I love what I'm watching. I'm going to try to take it back to before the chorus. Their dresses with all the flowers on it. It looks great. It looks so good. Okay, here we go. Oh, and this part right here where I paused on. May please melt completely when the morning comes. And she's standing in front of what looks like really bright sunlight, morning light, shooting through a gap. So again, there's this really like lockstep with what they're singing about and what they're showing on screen. She's got a good voice. I love that quick movement with their feet. Cool. That beat is so good. Cool, so the fire comes back together. Nice. I didn't want that to be over. Okay. That was great. That was so cool. I've never seen a group quite like that. Obviously, I'm familiar with BTS, but I'm still kind of discovering this world that is K-pop and the incredible artistry that comes with these music videos that they're putting out. And then they're doing that really cool dance in the big orange room with the curtains coming down that resemble fire. And again, there's this idea of fire that's there. The dancing itself is really cool. At one point, whoever was in the front, I don't know any of their names, I'm very sorry. She like swiped to the left or something, and the camera went with her, and then they cut to an overhead shot. And it's this really cool burst of color that you're watching, and you almost forget that like what they're singing about is like painful and real, and there's a hope that kind of lies underneath it. So I thought that was great. I loved the song. That is going to be stuck in my head. I think the song is great, but the music video took it to this level of passion and intentionality, and just it was so interesting. I really, really liked that. I thought it was great. Thank you, Vivian, for requesting that. Thank you for supporting me on Patreon. Thank you to all of you for watching this. If you're new to my channel, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for being here. Thank you for stumbling across this little corner of what am I saying? Thank you for stumbling across this little corner of YouTube. If you've been here for a while, thanks for being a Sedgehog. That's what we call it here, and I keep forgetting to say that. So thanks, Sedgehogs. You're great. I appreciate you. I hope you all enjoyed this. We'll be back hopefully soon with another video. I appreciate all of your support. Have a wonderful, wonderful time wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Until we see each other again, please stay safe, be healthy, be well. We'll see each other soon. Thanks for watching.